I just did some of 7.1 and I just finished problem number 75, and I know I had a hard time with it because I didn't really get it in class, and so I just figured it out by myself and I thought I'd share how to do it. So this is problem number 75 for section 7.1. So you're given y equals 9 minus x squared and y equals 0. That's what the givens are. If you plug it into your calculator, you're going to get a graph that looks like this. And you can see the endpoints on it are 3 and -3. So that's why I got, whenever I integrated it this way, that's how I got the 3 and -3 in order to integrate it, in order to find the total area. In order to find the total area underneath that curve. So this shaded area above the x-axis and below that curve, because that's the two given points, the two given lines. So I'm going to integrate from -3 to 3. These are x coordinates because these are all x's in here. And the two lines are 9 minus x squared and 0. I didn't put the -0 in there because I think it's redundant, but if that helps you to think about, then -0 in there, go ahead. It doesn't really change anything. And I didn't really show my work, but it's equal to 36. It's just simple algebra there, and so if you don't understand that, then I don't know, you need to go over integrals again. So from there, I just did a rough sketch to show you how I'm going to do the next step. Obviously it's split into 4 sections, which is kind of confusing, but I'll explain it a little better why you split it into 4 sections. But just know for now that you split it between the origin and from this line, this y equals b, which we don't really know yet. We're trying to figure out b. In order to figure out where this line y equals b intersects this parabola that was given, we have to set the two lines equal to each other. You see this y equals 9 minus x squared. That's one of the givens that we had. See, that's one equation, the other equation is y minus b. So you have b equals 9 minus x squared. You do algebra after that, and it's x squared equals 9 minus b, and then x equals plus or minus the square root of 9 minus b. The next step, I got rid of the -1, because what I'm about to do is I'm about to find the area of this top right section. Remember, it's divided into 4 like I talked about 2 seconds ago between the origin and this line, this y equals b. I'm deciding to find the area of this top right section. And so if I'm going to do that, this point right here, this niche right here, it's a positive point. So I'm getting rid of this negative point, even though that was given in one of the answers, because this -1 is the same thing on the other side of the axis. But I'm not interested in that, remember, because I'm doing this top right hand area. Okay. From there, we're going from 0 to this point on the x-axis. Remember, we're going from 0 to this niche that we just calculated through these steps. So that's why this integral is from 0 to that point, the square root of 9 minus b. Okay. Next, we have to have the two lines in here. This is one of the lines, is the 9 minus x squared, and the other line is b. This was the given. This is what we're looking for. 9 minus x squared minus b. These are x's in here, so it's with respect to dx. Now the next part isn't calculus or algebra or anything, it's just rearranging it. So I guess it's algebra. So it's still 0 to the square root of 9 minus b. And I just moved this b over here. I haven't done any math yet. I just moved it over here as a trick because Miss Taylor taught us to do that in the notes. So I haven't actually done any math yet. And it's about to help because whenever you integrate this, it goes to this. You just add an x to this part. The 9 minus b just gains an x, minus 1/3 x cubed, and that's just from this x squared up here. A little more explanation if you don't understand why I grouped the 9 minus b. It's because the b is a constant, it's a number, but it's unknown. So it's not an x itself, that's why it's a number. So you can group the 9 minus b, and both of those things just gain an x because b is a number. That's why I grouped them. That's the kind of reasoning behind it. And then this whole thing is equal to 9. And if you don't remember where this 9 came from, it's because remember whenever we integrated this, it was equal to 36. Do you remember when we integrated this whole area, the whole area between the origin or the x-axis and the area beneath the parabola was equal to 36. And remember we split it into 4 pieces, this way and this way, the y-axis and the line y equals b. That splits it up into 4 equal parts. And so if you take 36 divided by 4, it gets 9, and that's where the 9 comes from. Next is just, simple calculus like we learned. You just plug in, these 2 points and you minus them from each other. So that's why I got the square root of 9 minus b and plugged that into this x. And I plugged it into this x over here too. Now, the way I wrote this makes sense in my mind, and I'll explain it a little bit. Whenever I see that, or first of all, this 1/3 stays the same. So you see where I got that 1/3. But this is the confusing part. And I just see x cubed, the same thing as x squared times x. So because we're plugging this for each x squared, what is this squared? What is the square root of 9 minus b squared? That's 9 minus b. And remember, it's x squared times x, so this is simply x, so you just plug it in here. So that's where I got it. And again, that's equal to 9. The 9 keeps coming down. If you think of this as one term, if you think of this as one term, and you think of this as one term, or 1/3 of that term, then 1 whole term minus 1/3 of the term equals 2/3 of that term. That term being 9 minus b times the square root of 9 minus b. So you have 2/3 of this. The next part, you just have to know that 9 minus b times the square root of 9 minus b is the same thing as saying 9 minus b to the 3/2. That's just because if you square, you can just see the exponent right here. The 3/2 gives you this. So that's where the 3/2 comes from, the power of 3/2 to the power of 3/2. So 2/3, 9 minus b to the 3/2 equals 9. That 9 came all the way down. And then you just solve for b, and b equals 3.33. More specifically, it gives you 3.330355275 for all you people who want to be exact. That's what I got. But again, it just rounds to 3.330. I guess it would be 3.230. Okay, so I hope that helped. I don't know how late I'm going to be up, but if you have any questions, just text me or Facebook me, and I'll try to help you out.